Hey, how's it going, guys?
Hey, it's your boy, Skinny Penis.
TheSenselessBros here. Hope you guys are having a great evening. Now, as you can see by the title of this video, this is 18 and over. So I'm going to be talking about the points, ages through 16, 17 and 18, and talking about how ridiculous they are, and how that some of the points don't actually make sense. Without further ado, let's get straight into the video. Okay, so let's say you turn 16, you know, the big 1-6. Not only can you get married, drive a moped, but you can actually consent to sexual activity. I mean, that's a big plus for a lot of people, right?
Yeah, boy.
Okay, also, when you're out and about when you're 16, you can also drink wine/beer with a meal accompanied with somebody over the age of 18. Now, let's think about that for a second. You have to be 18 and over to drink, but if you're 16 and having a meal, that's perfectly fine. What the fuck? Like, what the actual hell are they on about? Like, think about it for a second, right? You're 16, yeah? You're under the consent of actually drinking. But if you're out with somebody who's older than you, let's say having a meal, air quotations, they're still allowed to buy you alcohol. So, right there in itself is a massive loophole. Obviously, when you're eating food, you know, alcohol doesn't affect you the same way as if you're just drinking pure alcohol. I understand that, but god damn, you're still 16. Now, the rules should still apply. If you're 16, you shouldn't still be trying to, drink alcohol or wine whilst you're out anyway. Regardless, you have to be 18 and over to do that. So that makes no sense. Okay, the whole thing about getting married as well. I know no 16-year-olds that are going to get married, okay? By the age of 16, nobody knows what they want, you know what I mean? You have a dream, you chase it, you realise quite quick that the dream doesn't work, so you don't do it anymore. Why the F would anybody get married at the age of 16? Come on, think about it. You can work full-time if you have left school. So, from what I understand, when I was in school, when I was, learning back in the day when I was little young Tim learning on the way that the world works in that little room, looking out the window, imagining running across fields and daisies and not wanting to be in hell, aka school, I could have left and had a full-time job. Now, obviously, I'm not going to do that, but there's loads of people in this world that actually would leave school to have full-time paid jobs. This is just pure madness, because from what I know about school, you're not actually allowed to leave until you're 18, so I don't know where the hell I found this, but apparently you can still do that. So my advice to everybody that's listening to this at the age of 16, stay in school, trust me. Not only that, at the age of 16 you can buy a lottery ticket, but you can't gamble until you're at the age of 18. Okay, let's think about this for a second. So, you're 16, you're not allowed to gamble, but you can buy a lottery ticket that is still a part of gambling. What? Are you mad? Let's say you go on holiday. Let's say you go to Center Parks or Park Resorts. Let's say you go to one of those type of places, right? They have a gambling section. 18 younger, you can't. 18 over, you can. I mean, so if you're 16 and play the lottery, why can't you go into that, only 18s where you can gamble? Because, lottery is a form of gambling. Am I right? I mean, excuse me? What is the world coming to? This is just pure madness. So not only can you go out and don't actually have to be 18, you can be 16 and still drink whilst having a meal, you can get married, and you can also get a full-time job and gamble. What? At the age of 16? Why did I not actually read up about this when I was 16? You could do so much.
Watch your profanity.
Okay, so you turn 17, alright? So what are the benefits that you get from turning from 16 to 17? You ready to hear this? You're going to love this. You can donate blood. Yeah, when you turn 17, you can donate blood. Nobody has to consent you. You can just walk into a blood donator and give blood. Also, when you're 17, you can learn how to drive, okay? That's pretty decent, right? You can drive a death machine if you really wanted to at 17, taking your own lives and other people's lives at risk whilst you're learning how to drive. Now, obviously, I'm taking the piss a little bit here, but let's be rational. 17 years old is still quite young. As 16, let's say you live a pretty wild life. Let's say you get married. Let's say you have a full-time job. Let's also say that you're consented in sexual activity, so a kid's on the way. And let's say you're a gambler because you're buying a lottery ticket. By the ages of 17, you're now allowed on the road, and you're donating blood. Whoop-de-fucking-do. Great. Fantastic. So at the ages of 17, the only two things that you can really do is drive. Not really, but sort of. Trust me, look it up. I'll leave a link in the description to see what it means to be 17 and the limits that you have whilst driving a vehicle and donating blood. Are you just... What? I literally looked this up to make sure I'm talking about the right points, okay? And that's all it says. You can donate blood and drive at the age of 16. If you live a wild life, man, not only having a full-time job, getting married, getting a girl pregnant, and gambling, lottery ticketing your life away, you're going to be a reckless driver and you're giving away blood. Wow, your life's great, bro. Real great. And then we get to the ages of 18. So what's the plus from 16, 17 to 18? 18 years old, you are now legal to drink. Yay! Claps going all around, yay! But the fun isn't there, okay? Let's just take this into consideration. So I walk into a bar, right? Show my ID, flash him. Yeah, I'm 18, and what? I walk up to the bar. I order myself a nice cold frosty beer of Foster's, yeah? Let's say a nice Foster's. Or Carlin, or let's say Stella Artois, depending on what you're into, okay? She looks at the ID. Under 25 or younger, you are requested to show your ID. You have to be 18 and over to drink in the first place. So what's the difference if you're looking under 25 or over the age of 25 and still get ID'd? You still need to be 18 and over anyway to be at a bar and to be legally served if that bar has an actual bar license, okay? So let's think about this. So you're 18. If you look under 25, they're going to ask you for ID anyway. If you look older than 25, then fuck, bro, you need to shave, man. Because if 18, 19, or even 20, and you're looking over 25, that's not a good thing. Trust me, I've heard it a lot, that looking over 25 is definitely not a good thing. And then you get this whole, not only can you live your life on the wild side, so not only by this point you can legally change your name, you can join a new trade, you can be paid by the national minimum wage, you can join the armed forces at the age of 16, which is a point that I didn't bring up before, but now that you're 18, you can consent to whatever the fuck you like. You can also legally change your name as well. This is madness. So what are the differences between 16, 17 and 18? Not a whole lot. Basically, by the ages of 16, 17, you're still a child. By the time you're 18, that's it, you're an adult. That's it, that's it, you're an adult. That's it, you can leave home. Done, finished. Life's over, bro. Might as well start work and not learn anymore, right? I mean, you're married, you've got a car, you're registered as a civilian somehow, you're in the armed forces. Like, what? This is craziness. At the age of 18 and over, basically you can do whatever you like. Unless you live in America and you have to be 21 and over. If so, then you're fucked. Okay guys, hopefully you did enjoy this video. Just a quick side note, Danny Homer is doing a giveaway. For a chance to enter in our giveaway, there'll be a video on screen right now and a link in the description to enter that giveaway. It's coming up to Christmas, and if you want to get yourself some GTA money, this is the way to enter our giveaway. So hopefully you guys did enjoy this video. If you did, please give a like, rate, comment, subscribe, and we'll see you guys in the next video. Laxon13, otherwise known as TheSenselessBros, out. See you guys in the next video, bros. Peace, boys. Peace.
My Chevy Orange and Tuesday is ocean blue. 28 sit over you. Ferrari drops and Rover swoop. Sit them out. TVs, I'ma flip them out. 50